Hello students. Today let's start to solve some of the numerical problems based on the topic thermodynamics. As we have discussed a lot of questions, conceptual questions based on this, and basically here the topics that you have to study, that is isothermal process, adiabatic process, first law of thermodynamics, and some qualitative description of the second law of thermodynamics. So and also you have studied the work done during the isothermal expansion or compression, and work done work done by the system during the adiabatic expansion or the compression. So there can be a number of questions, numerical problems can be asked on these types of questions. So let's solve them today one by one. Some of the questions I will take here, and after that we will solve that. So students, I am not going to write that numerical problems here. Only I will tell you what to calculate and what is given in your questions. So try to understand that here. So first question is that a quantity of air at 27 degrees Celsius and atmospheric pressure is suddenly compressed to half of its original volume. So find the final pressure and temperature. So here it is given that the initial temperature of any air, that is 27 degrees Celsius. It is given, and also the pressure of the air, that is at atmospheric pressure. So suppose atmospheric pressure is P we have. Next thing is that if such types of air that is compressed to half of its volume, means if this is the initial temperature and pressure, you can write it by T1, and suppose this is P1, that is equal to P, that is atmospheric pressure, and volume, that is equal to V1. And now after compression of this air, if the temperature becomes T2, pressure becomes P2, and volume becomes V2, then here the condition that is given, the relationship for between V1 and V2, means V2 is just half of the V1, or in another term you can write V1 is 2 times of V2 here. So this relationship between these things are given, and we have to calculate what will be final temperature and what is final pressure here. And the process again here, as you know that air can be compressed adiabatically. So here for air, the atomicity that is given and its value is 1.42, or let's take it 1.8. So gamma is given, that is 1.5, and all the things you have. Now you have to calculate the final temperature and pressure. So you know already that the equation for isothermal process and for adiabatic process. So equations for isothermal process, adiabatic process in terms of first of all P and V. So it will take this equation, you know already, that is PV power gamma is equal to constant, or another term you can write this P1 V1 power gamma, that will be equal to P2 V2 power gamma. Now let's use the data that we have here. First of all, in every question try to write the data. After that convert it into the standard units. After that use it in the equations that is given to you, or you know already. So like here already the temperature that is in degree Celsius, so you have to convert it into Kelvin. You know that standard unit of temperature, that is Kelvin, you have to convert it. So by adding 273 here, you can just convert it. So it will be finally 300 Kelvin. So now in this equation we need only this volume and pressure. So here we have to calculate this pressure P2. So let's calculate it. The value of P2, that will be equal to P1 V1 upon V2 power gamma. We can write here V2, just take it this side. And now here you can calculate what will be value of V1 by V2. So its value you are seeing that is equal to 2 here. So this will be 2 power gamma, and the value of gamma that is given 1.5. So 1.5. Now the value of pressure, that is equal to atmospheric pressure. So you can calculate it also, and atmospheric pressure you know that that is 76 centimeter of mercury. So with the help of that you can calculate it, or in other words you can write it directly. So let's use it. That is 76 into this 2 power 1.5. You can solve it very easily. This just write it 3/2. After that just take it inside. This is 1/2, and if you will solve it, then you will get here √2, and after that just solve it, and after solution you will get 2√2. You can put the value of √2 here, and think here it is not visible. So as we have P2 is equal to P there, √2 power 3. Now it will be the value of P, that is 76. This is in centimeter. You can also convert or calculate P2 in also centimeters, in the form of centimeter of mercury column, and this value will be 2√2 here. So this is 76, this is 2, this is 1.41. So just solve this equation, and that whatever here will be, suppose A is we are getting. So this centimeter of mercury, that is the pressure of compressed air after compression. So in this way students, you can calculate in any of the thermodynamic process what will be the value of pressure, temperature and other quantity that is changing after the compression of the gas or after the expansion of the gas. So one thing that we have calculated, that is the pressure of the gas after compression. Second thing that you have to calculate here, that thing is you have to calculate this temperature here, T2. So as here temperature also changes, then you know a number of relationship between pressure, temperature, pressure, volume, volume, temperature in the case of adiabatic equations. So first of all, whenever you are seeing the adiabatic process or isothermal process, just write its equation somewhere. So if you will see the equation, that is P1 V1 gamma, that is equal to P2 V2 power gamma in terms of pressure and volume here. Second thing is that T1 V1 for gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. This is in terms of temperature and volume, and also in terms of pressure and temperature you can write it here in this equation. Just remove V1 from here, you can get that value. So here if you will use this second equation, we can easily derive the value of or calculate the value of T2 here. So let's use this equation here. This is T2 V1 power gamma minus 1, that is equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. Or in other words, as you have to calculate T2 here, just take the value of T2, that will be equal to V1 upon V2 power gamma minus 1. Now let's put the values that we know. So if you will put value here, then T2, its value will be, T1 we have 300 and V1 upon V2, as we have V1 is equal to 2 times V2 here. So V1 upon V2, its value will be 2. So 2 power, the value of gamma that is given 1.5, that is minus 1. Now after that if you will solve it, then this will be 300 into 2 power 0.5, means √2 you will get finally here. And let's put the value of √2 here, that is 0.414, and if you will solve it, you will get temperature, some suppose B we have got here, that is in Kelvin. And students, as in question temperature was given in degree Celsius, then again you have to convert this derived temperature in the degree Celsius. So just subtract 273 from here, you will be converting to in simple degree Celsius. So in this way, if some of the isothermal or adiabatic process that is given, you can even calculate here what is temperature and pressure here. Let's see some of other questions here. So in next problem that we what to do, suppose a question that is given to you, a quantity of air that is at constant temperature that compressed, then what will be the final pressure? And if it is compressed to 16 times to its volume. So here the question that is given, so if any gas that or any system that you are taking, its volume we are compressing to 1/8 of the original volume. So if you will suppose that in starting we have the temperature T1, volume V1, pressure P1 in the system, and now it is compressed, and after compression a new system will form that has temperature suppose T2, volume V2 and pressure P2. So the relationship between these two that is given, this V1 is now or just 1/8 of the its original value, means it is just compressed to its 8 times it we are compressing it. So if you will compress it 8 times, it means that the value of B2 that is to 1/8 of B1. Clear? Means we are just reducing its value, and after reduction you will get the volume that will be equal to 1/8 of P1. And as this relationship is given, and also one more condition is given here, the temperature is constant during this change in volume that is taking place here. So if the temperature is constant, it means that T1 will be equal to T2, and here it's very obvious, if temperature is constant then process is isothermal here. So if we have isothermal process, then now you can use the conditions for isothermal process, that is PV equal to constant. So you can use this condition and you can calculate all the values that you have to calculate here. So first of all we have to calculate here the change in pressure. So for here one more thing students, we have to calculate change in pressure. So if you have to calculate change in pressure, first of all let's calculate what is the pressure here after the compression. So for this thing you can use the concept that is PV is equal to constant. So as if you will find this equation for two states, that is P1 V1 is equal to P2 and V2, and here we have to calculate P2, that will be equal to P1 V1 upon V2. And finally if you will calculate again here, this will be P2 is equal to P1, we have its value is, suppose it is not giving you already, only it was saying to you that you have to calculate change in pressure. So suppose this pressure P1 that is equal to P we have, so just use P here, and the value of V1 upon V2 that you can calculate from here, it will be equal to 8. So finally you are getting here the value of P2 that is equal to 8P. Now you, for change in pressure we can just calculate it, change in pressure delta P that will be equal to P2 minus P1. So the value of P2 that is 8P, value of P1 that is P, that is equal to 7P. So this value is, it means that the change in pressure is 7 times to the original pressure. So it is, you can say that the final pressure that is increased by 7 times to the original pressure here. And if one more question can be asked from here, that is calculate the percent change in, means how much percentage that is changed here in the pressure. So for percent change, as you know that we can calculate the percent change by change in pressure upon original pressure into 100 here. So just put all the values here, that is 70 upon P into 100. This is original pressure, this is our change in pressure, and now if you will solve here, you will get 700. So it means that in this percentage its pressure is changed here. So this is very easy to calculate how to change. How can we calculate there is change in pressure or change in temperature? Like in first question, the question can be asked also. Calculate the percent change in temperature there, percent change in pressure there. So you can calculate in the same way as we have calculated here. So students, next question is on the formula that we have calculated for the work done in adiabatic process and the work done in isothermal process. So first of all, you just have to remind that formula. So for that, just to write it here. So as work done in adiabatic process, we have formula that is R upon gamma minus 1 into T1 minus T2. So this is work done whenever there is change in temperature takes place, means if the temperature changes from T1 to T2, then in that case, if atomicity of the gas is known by you, you can calculate the work done in expanding the gas adiabatically or work done in compressing the gas adiabatically. Second thing, if we are expanding the gas isothermally or compressing the gas isothermally, what is the work done in that case? So that is given by RT log V2 upon V1. So with the help of this formula you can calculate this, and here the base of the log, that is E, and if you will change it into the log 10 means base 10, here 2.303 will be multiplied. So let's solve a question based on these problems, like how to calculate work done during adiabatic process and during isothermal process. So suppose a question that is given, that is a cylinder containing 1 gram mole of gas was put on boiling water bath and compressed adiabatically till its temperature rose by 70 degrees Celsius. So here we have to calculate work done and heat developed in this system or heat developed in the gas. Here given that gamma is equal to 1.5 and the value of R is 2 calorie per mole per Kelvin. So these two things are given to us, and we have to calculate here the work done during the process where that temperature is rising by 70 degrees Celsius. Means that here if we are taking suppose initial temperature that is equal to T, then the final temperature that will be T plus 70. Here 70 degrees temperature that is rising, or change in temperature on both of the scale that will be same. Like if you are taking the initial temperature in degrees Celsius, then also here change in temperature that will be in degrees Celsius, but still if you are taking it in Kelvin, then obviously the change that will be also 70 in the Kelvin scale, because two scales that are standard and we are going to measure with these scales, as we have basically the scales that we are using to for the measurement of temperature, that is Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit scale, and in every scale the freezing and boiling point that are different, means reference points are different, but still you can see that the difference between any two temperature that is identical in any of the scale. So here as in case of Celsius scale and in case of Kelvin scale, in both scales the freezing point and means the total number of divisions on the scale, that is 100. So that's why you can take here easily whenever change in temperature you are taking on Celsius scale, that will be also change in temperature in the Kelvin scale. Only change in temperature will be same, not the temperature will not be same actually there. So here the temperature we have now, we have these two values. Now we have to calculate here what is the work done during this process. So if you have to calculate here adiabatically this, obviously if whenever there will be change in temperature, and it is also given in your question, but if it is not given, then that time as you are seeing here change in temperature, or sometimes you are seeing a word suddenly changed or suddenly compressed, suddenly expand. So the sudden process in which there is no time to transfer the heat, then that time the process is just like the adiabatic process. So that time you have to also use this formula there. So let's use it and calculate what is work done during this process. So as in this formula, the value of R, that is we have 2. Value of gamma, that is given 1.5, this is -1, and T1, that is T, and T2, that is T plus 70. Finally it will be this value. And after solving this, you will get here 0.5 and here minus of 70. And again, if you will solve it 1 by 2, you will write it, this will be 4. So finally you will get to here 280, that is the work done, or 280. Actually one thing is that here the value of R, that is given in calorie, so you will get the work also in that unit. So here you have to convert this also in the proper unit. After that you can calculate the heat in this system. So heat involved in this system you can calculate easily it, or simple, if suppose here calorie you are getting, clear, and also this calorie, that will be also equal to the heat evolved in the system. So but it is more convenient that if you have to calculate work, then the unit of work is joule. So there you have to convert 1 calorie into joule also. So in this formula where R, its value is given in calorie, so first of all you have to calculate into joule, or if you have calculated it by this, then after calculating it you can also convert into the joule it here, and after conversion just derive or calculate the heat required in this system or heat given in the system, whatever that is. So students, next question, that is based on the graphs. As you have just plotted the curve for PV diagram, or for any system where pressure, temperature and volume that is changing. As you know that in the case of adiabatic or isothermal, in both of the processes there is change in pressure and volume that takes place. Only in first process, in isothermal process, their temperature is constant. In adiabatic process, temperature is also changing. So we can plot a graph for isothermal or adiabatic in P and V. This is known as pressure volume graph or PV graph for the any thermodynamic system. So here a graph that is given in terms of P graph, and here you know that or you are seeing that, so suppose a thermodynamic process that is starting from A, and now its state is converted into B. So during this process the temperature is, you are seeing this is T1. So temperature is as constant, and you are seeing that pressure is changing. If you will see that pressure is changing here, and also the volume changes here. So this process, as here temperature constant, that is isothermal process. Again, if we come from B to C, then in that process obviously volume is changing, pressure is changing, and here temperature is also changing. When it is not given, its temperature is changing, means this process is adiabatic process. Again from C to D, as we are seeing here temperature is T2 and that is also constant, but volume pressure is changing, then such types of processes isothermal. And again if you will go here, that is adiabatic process. Actually this is the cycle that is given for the heat engine. So in heat engine the work that we have done, that is first of all the process is isothermal, after that adiabatic, again isothermal, adiabatic. In this system is working continuously, and we are getting work from the system. So the question is that if some of the curve is given, then for adiabatic parts, so adiabatic parts is here DC and AD that is given. So for this adiabatic part, how does the ratio of these two, this is the ratio of VA and VT, and ratio of VB and VC, how can we compare these two ratios? So first of all, to compare these ratios, we have to calculate what is the value of VB and VA and other terms. So for this case, as here we have to only put our concern over this part, that is AD and BC. So in these two parts, as you can write the equation here, And in this problem, the temperature or another terms whatever you are taking, you have to take only the formula here, that is T1 power gamma and V1 power gamma minus 1 is equal to, that is T2 power gamma and V2 power gamma minus 1. Either you can take this equation, or as you know here the pressure, then you can take pressure concept also. So whatever convenience you have, you can take that. So let's here as we are going to take, that is T1 V1 power gamma minus 1, that is equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. Okay. So as in the first case, here also temperature is T1 going from V1 V2, C its temperature changes to T2, and also here initial temperature at point D, that is T2, and it changes to T1 again. So you can just apply the formula here for both of the cases. So just let's apply it for first of the curve BC. So in curve BC, here temperature is T1, temperature is T2, and at this point volume is we have, that is VB, and here volume is VC. So now let's put the values here. So here already its temperature is T1 as it is writing, volume that is VB power gamma minus 1, that is equal to here temperature T2 that is given, and here volume that is VC. So this is gamma minus 1. So finally from here you can calculate what is the ratio that we have to calculate, that is VB upon VC. So let's see this ratio VB on VC. We can write its power gamma minus 1, just put it this side, and here we will get T2 minus T1. Or in another term you can calculate its VB upon VC. This is equal to T2 upon T1 power 1 upon gamma minus 1. So now I think that is clear. And again if these things is clear, now it's just do the same thing for this curve AD as we have done here for BC, and again do it for the AD. So just take the second adiabatic parts, and in this adiabatic part, as you can see here, if you are going from here to here, or again just take this at the initial point, here the temperature is T1, this is the final point, here the temperature is T2. So just again apply this formula here also. So you will get T1, the value of V1 here, that is VA, and power gamma minus 1 is equal to, here the temperature is T2 and value of V is VD. So this will be VD power gamma minus 1. So just solve it once again and just calculate the ratio VA upon VD here. So if you will solve it, then you can see here the ratio again, that is this. Or now you have this equation and this equation, just take the ratio of these two, or from these two equations you can see that this term is equal to this term, as right, it is the same for both of the cases. So just compare them, and after you can see that what is their ratio. So if you will compare VA upon VD power gamma minus 1, that is equal to VB upon VC power gamma minus 1, and from this equation, as the powers are same, finally it will be VA upon VD, that is equal to VB by VC. So it means that the ratio, that is we have to compare that are same for both of the parts. So in this way question can be asked in so many ways. You have to just be prepared for every questions here. In the same question, if it is said that compare these two terms for that case for the isothermal parts actually. So what will be the ratio there? Let's see it also. So the isothermal part in the curve was these two parts. So at this point this is just like this curve was given. So on the curve, this part was, this is VA, this is VD, this is VB, and this is VC. this is V, and on this we have taken P is S, and you can take here at this point A, the pressure is PA, at this point B, the pressure is PB, at this point B, the pressure is PD, and at this point B, C, the pressure is now PC. So just use this concept for these two isothermal process. As this process is isothermal, here temperature will be same, and we have the concept that is PV is equal to constant. On another term, if you will use it, then in this way actually you have to compare the same thing, but still as we have to compare there VA upon VD and VB upon VC. So for this comparison, you don't have to take these 2 points here to the consideration. First of all, just take A and B. So from going means isothermally from A to B, its just pressure changes from PA to PB, and its volume changes from VA to VB. So just write down a formula into that. This is PA, that will be equal to PB VB. So from here you can calculate what will be the value of VA upon VB. So its value is PB upon VA. And again, just take these 2 points that are on the isothermal curve, that is C and D. So again, just write the formula for isothermals at this point also. So as at point C, the pressure is PC and volume is VC. At point D, pressure is PD and volume is VD here. So just write in the same way a formula here, that is CVA VC, that is equal to PD VD. And here also you can calculate what is the value of VC upon VD, that is PD upon PC. Again, just compare these two. Actually its comparison or its values you can calculate, but that will be different here. So if you will compare these two, then these are not same here, but in the case of adiabatic, these two ratios will be same there. So in this way you can make comparison, or if curved are given, then by using the same way you can calculate any of the values that you don't know. And if some of the values are given, suppose here pressure, volume, that is given, here pressure is given and you have to calculate volume, then you can use again this formula here for the calculation of volume. So first of all, I think today we have just discussed how to solve isothermal process, adiabatic process, work done in adiabatic case, and also how to solve the graphical problem, that is clear. So rest of the numerical problems we will discuss in next class. So for today, let's end it here, please.